Hey everyone, my name is Jenna. I'm a first-time mom to a 4-month-old little girl, and I just wanted to make this video of all of my newborn essentials that I used with her and kind of help some moms out, maybe first-time moms who don't really know what they need like I did. And yeah, so let's just get right into it. The first thing I'm going to talk about with you guys is this little lounger from Amazon. It's basically a dupe for the Snuggle Me's organic and I think it's the Doca Talks they're called, but they're super expensive, and I did not want to spend that money for something if I didn't know if my baby was gonna love it. So this is basically what I got. I used it for a bunch of different things. Like if I needed to take a shower, I would just lay this on the floor in the bathroom, put her in it. Sometimes if she fell asleep in my arms, I would just have this on the couch next to me and then put her in it, and she would just sleep in it right next to me, supervised obviously. But yeah, it just comes in handy too, like if I needed to change her really quickly and I didn't want to just put her on the floor. And she likes it a lot. Like she can hang out in here for a good amount of time. So it ended up just being something that was super handy for me, and more just something that made my life a little bit easier. So that's on Amazon, and it was not pricey at all, and I just put it on my registry too. The next thing, and it's a super essential thing for me, was a swaddle. And I tried several different swaddles with my newborn, and she pretty much hated every single one of them, and she was not sleeping at all. She was up every 30 minutes pretty much throughout the entire night. And then I found this one at Target, and this is just the regular like Velcro swaddles. I think it was like $15. It's by the brand Swaddle Me. And so it's basically just a little sack that you put their legs in right here, and then this comes up, and then you just Velcro the sides around their arms. And she loved this, and this literally was the reason that she started sleeping longer stretches through the night, and then eventually was sleeping through the entire night. And I tried the Halo Swaddle, I tried the Love to Dream Swaddle, which is the one where their arms are up, and she just hated all of them. So I think that one kind of depends on your baby. Every baby's different, but this worked for me really well and for my daughter. So I highly recommend this one. The next thing that I have is not for everybody. I think it kind of just depends on what your preferences are. But this is just a Boppy, just the regular literal Boppy brand. I know they have a couple different ones, a couple different brands. This one was just all about convenience for me. So in the beginning when I was breastfeeding her, it was super easy because I had a C-section. So holding her without anything under me was super painful on my incision. So having this just wrap around me, feeding her like that was super easy, but I still use this, and she's 4 months old. I use this with pretty much every single feeding that I do with her, and it's just easy. It just kind of takes the weight off your arm and just makes feedings a little bit more comfortable. So this is more just like depending on if you feel like you need it, but it was helpful for me, especially if you do have a C-section. I recommend this for sure. The next thing that I have, this is probably my number one essential item with a newborn. So if you're gonna get anything off of this list, just one thing, this is what I highly recommend. This is a sound machine. It's by Frida Mom. It was very inexpensive. I know that a lot of moms recommend I believe it's the Hatch sound machine, which is a little bit pricier. I didn't want to spend that because I didn't really know anything about sound machines at the time, so I wasn't sure if my daughter was going to like it or not. So this one is portable, so it comes with a little strap. You can hook it onto the crib, you can hook it pretty much anywhere, the stroller, the car seat, and take it to the hospital with you and just like hook it on your bed or something. That's what I did. So I used this day one with my daughter in the hospital, and she loved it. So we just incorporated that into our everyday routine with her. And so she does not sleep without this on. Even for nap time, I put it on. I pretty much have it on anytime she is asleep. And it's amazing. So it has a ton of different settings on it. It has a night light on it too. that you can kind of turn on, which is actually very helpful for the nighttime feedings if you need to change a diaper and you don't want to like turn on the overhead light. It's just awesome. It has a bunch of different sounds like the white noise, it has a heartbeat sound, it has the shushing sound, so it just is amazing. And my daughter sleeps incredible with this. So this is like my #1 newborn essential must have. If you are wondering if you should get a sound machine, absolutely the answer is yes. So I do love this one, and it's just like handy and portable, and I just really like it a lot. So I recommend this for sure. The next little thing that I have on my list is just burp cloths. I know this is a pretty standard item to get. These ones though in particular I really like. They're from Amazon. They come in a pack of 5, I believe, like 5 or 6, and it's like a muslin material. So it's lightweight and it's just kind of nice because you can just like throw it over your shoulder like this. Then when you're burping the baby, my daughter spits up a lot, so this is something that I just have these all over my house. I have a couple different colors of them, and it's nice because they don't smell super bad. Like you can use them a couple times throughout the day. I usually just collect all of them at the end of the day and toss them in the dirty hamper, but they don't like get gross and stinky like some other ones that I've tried. So these are just nice. Again, Amazon, they're super inexpensive, and they just work really well. So I really like these. The next little thing that I have is a little diaper caddy. Again, this is more of like a preference kind of thing. Like you do not have to have this, but I loved it and it made my life, especially in the beginning, a lot simpler. So basically, I just keep packages of wipes in here. I keep diaper rash cream and then my diapers in here. And it's just nice because it's portable, so I can take this to different areas of my house. When I was recovering from my C-section, I was mainly just in my living room, so I didn't want to walk to my bedroom every time I needed a diaper because that's where I had the diapers. So I would just keep this in the living room with me, and then everything is just accessible very easily. So it's just preference if you're looking for something that just makes your life a little bit easier, especially in the beginning when everything is kind of just chaotic. I just really liked this. And then it's also super cute and just kind of adorable. So again, love this. You don't have to have it, but it is very helpful and super cute. The next thing that I'm going to talk about is getting a good swing. This is something that is very essential in my opinion when you have a newborn and even just a baby that's a few months old. So we tried a couple different swings with my daughter, and she would not stay in any of them for more than like 2 minutes before she would start crying. So the swing that we finally found that worked for her, and of course every baby's going to be different, so it's kind of a trial and error kind of thing. But the swing that we loved with her was the Graco. I believe it's the Sense to Soothe. It has a ton of different modes on it, different speeds, different sounds, and different motions. So it does kind of just easy like rocking back and forth motions, and then it can do some more like really intense motions, and it kind of just depends on what mood your baby's in. Another little thing that it has that was super, super cool is it can sense when your baby starts crying. So if your baby's asleep, or if you just have your baby hanging out in there and your baby starts crying, it can sense that, and it'll go through all the different modes and all the different sounds, music, things like that, trying to soothe your baby, which can be super nice and worked a lot for my daughter, so I didn't have to get her out of the swing and soothe her. The swing would do it for me. So it's just super nice. Again, it's kind of a trial and error thing, so that swing might not work for your baby, but I do highly recommend just trying it out and kind of seeing how your baby reacts to it, because we loved it. The next thing that I do recommend is a good bassinet. We have a mini crib for my daughter, and that's what we got when I was pregnant before she was born. So that's what we were originally putting her in to sleep at night, and I could tell she just didn't like it that much. I ended up mainly just like grabbing her and putting her with us, and so I ended up getting a little bassinet for her just right next to the bed. I believe it was just like a Fisher Price, like just a random one that I got from a resale store actually. So it was not anything fancy. I don't think you have to go out and get like the Halo bassinets or like the $400 crazy bassinets with all these different features. Mine was literally like, I think 50 bucks I picked it up for. And my daughter loved it. She slept incredible in it. She was waking up a lot less during the night in that than she was in her crib. So it was just really nice. And then it had like a little mobile that hung over it that she could look at, which she really liked. It had different sounds on it. Again, it had music, it had a nightlight. So it had all of those features, which I don't even think you necessarily need, but it could be nice depending on what your baby prefers. But I do recommend some kind of bassinet. You could always try just a crib starting out, but if your baby is not sleeping super great in the crib and you want to try out a bassinet, I do just recommend doing it, trying it, because for some reason my daughter loved to sleep in there a lot more than she did in the crib. So that was really nice. The last thing that I'm going to mention is just having some kind of bottle storage for bottles. Now this only applies to you obviously if you are choosing to bottle feed. I was doing both in the beginning when I was trying to breastfeed my daughter, and she had some problems with that, so we were kind of supplementing with bottles and doing both. But I very quickly learned that you need some kind of storage to keep your bottles instead of just having them in the cupboard or out on the counter, especially if you use the Dr. Brown's, which I did. They have a ton of different parts and it makes keeping them somewhere very unorganized. So I have just a kind of like vertical bottle rack that we keep all the bottles on, all the little parts that go with it. And it is super handy because I just wash my bottles and then I hang them on there to dry, and I just keep them there on my countertop. It's really cute. It's honestly very like aesthetic to look at. It goes with my decor, it goes with everything. So I highly recommend something for your bottles. I've seen like the typical little drying racks, and those are nice, but they aren't always the cutest looking things. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit more nicer to look at, then I do recommend getting a little bottle storage thing like this. I got mine at Marshall's, but I've seen them all over. I've seen this at Target, I've seen it at different places like that. I think I've seen it on Amazon as well. So I do recommend definitely have a place for your bottles, otherwise you're gonna get overwhelmed with how messy everything is. And yeah, this one's super cute and I love it. So those are all of my newborn essentials. I hope that some of those helped you out if you're a first-time mom, or if you just kind of want to get an idea of what you need to prepare for your baby. This is what really helped me. I know I didn't really know much going into this, what I was going to need, what I wasn't going to need, and I used to watch videos like this all the time, and they really helped me out, gave me an idea of what I need. So I hope this helped you kind of figure out what you need for your newborn, and thank you for watching this video. Bye.